It's a hot, humid Oklahoma day, but Brian Vail is finally harvesting his wheat crop.
We're probably a good week and a half later than we normally start because of the weather, the rains.
That's on top of the conditions during the growing season.
Yeah, it's been a pretty extreme year as far as the weather. That cold spell we had in February, I think that really hurt the wheat a little bit. And then, of course, the late freeze in April.
It's been probably 2 or 3 in the afternoon before we can get started real good. It's kind of spotty here and there, but overall it's pretty good.
Despite the weather, it hasn't dampened the Vail family's spirits.
It's good quality what we're getting. It's good heavy 64-pound wheat, 65. The moisture's just really getting dry enough to take it to town. We're just gonna have to get used to those, I guess. It seems like it's happening more often than not, and it's definitely got some freeze damage this year.
Across Oklahoma, many producers like Brian have had to deal with a delayed harvest. But with combines now rolling across the plains, things are beginning to heat up.
Yeah, everybody kind of gets fired up for wheat harvest. It's just kind of a tradition, you know. We don't get as excited about cutting milo or soybeans or whatever else we're harvesting. And wheat harvest is just kind of a big deal.
And the Vail family has been harvesting wheat for a long time.
My dad, my granddad, my great-granddad started farming in this area, so I'm like a 4th-generation farmer.
But for exactly how long is up for debate.
I guess you might say there's 6 generations of us.
I'm pretty fortunate. I got 2 sons helping me. One's on that combine, another one's running the grain cart. Got a nephew that's driving trucks for us. My dad helps when we get behind. So yeah, it's a pretty family involved deal.
Whenever I was just a little boy, they had an old drag combine that they pulled with a tractor, and they drug it out of the weeds about harvest time and hooked her up, and you run the header with a big old lever, you know, and it's changed so much I don't hardly get in them anymore, I know that.
The life of a farmer is defined by change. Whether it's the change of the seasons, the climate, or the crops, the only thing that's consistent is change.
I started no-tilling my stuff about 20 years ago, and so then we started rotating crops, growing more summer crops, more diverse cropping systems, you know, and that kind of enabled me to clean up my fields and have cleaner wheat fields.
You know, I like to see it go on, keep it going, that's for sure. And it looks like we're going to have some grandsons that's interested maybe in farming and kind of keeping things going, so I think it'll go for several years.
Until then, Brian and his family will keep farming wheat and continue to challenge the elements.
Well, it's just part of it. You just depending on Mother Nature to do her part and cut you some slack. You're always at her mercy. We usually bump our way through it, and if this crop, you know, if a wheat crop fails, we go in here and plant a summer crop right behind it. Just no-till it in and hope it works. Usually something will work.
In Caddo County, I'm Ed Barron.